No, 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 no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good. Hmm, I am done. Toenail is jacked. Hey, magical girl, what's up? Can you hear me okay? Make sure the mic is where it's supposed to be. Let's see if I can get y'all. I got you sitting on the backpack, so let me see if I can get this to where it sits better. Okay. Yeah. Hey, D, what's up? Nikki C, what's up? Man, I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. Trucker Felicia, what's up? Let's see who all we got in here. African Violet, what's up? Hey, Regina, girl. Regina, I ain't winning. We might be in a corporate office back here very soon because I am not winning right now. Just trying to transition back. Medusa, what's up? Oh, my lord. Y'all have no idea. So, as y'all can see, I'm in a hotel room. Hold on. Let me turn it around. So, I am at the Red Roof Inn here in Locust Grove. Hey, Danielle. I'm in the Red Roof Inn in Locust Grove, Atlanta, or Georgia, southern Atlanta, I guess, area. Hold on, let me flip y'all back around. Hey, Chris. Let me see here. Chris Lang, welcome to the channel. Chris said, hi, Trucker Doll. I enjoy your videos. I'm planning on getting my CDL soon. Can't wait to get out there with you. Guys, I need all the advice I can get. Be safe, girl. I will. Yeah, Chris, if you got any questions for me, and Chris, are you a guy or girl? I hope you don't mind me asking that. But if you got questions for me, you can hit me up on truckerdoll@gmail.com. I'm trying to set y'all up. Female, okay, yeah. I'm trying to set you up. Where you at in the country, Chris? And welcome to the channel. And I'm trying to set y'all up on my backpack, which is kind of intriguing. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, here's the GoPro-ish. Hold on for a second. Ah, and I took all my GPSs out the truck. I don't like leaving valuables in the truck when it's being worked on. This is the GoPro-ish, y'all. So this is I bought this for the truck to mount. It's called an Acaso or what, an Acaso, and it's like the GoPro. Um, it has some pretty good reviews, so I'll be playing with it. Came with all the accessories, with the exception of the mounting for the window, which I did buy, and it's on the truck. So it's still in the, pretty much a case. Other than I opened it and charged the batteries and put the memory card in. Um, Let me see who all is in here. Hold on. Okay, so Chris, Illinois. Okay, actually, my company hires out of Illinois, and they are considered, this company I'm with now as a starter company. Um, yeah, Africa. I'm right here in Atlanta area. I'm in southern Atlanta, and Locust Grove, I think is the name of it. I'm at the where am I at? I'm at this hotel, Red Roof Inn, and I just had, y'all saw the margarita. I needed a cocktail. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I needed a damn cocktail. I'm like, I'm not having a good day. But everything happens for a reason. Hey, Rochelle, what's up, baby? Joyce, what's up? Um, and some of y'all, I'm doing this on my phone, but later on, I'm gonna make some of y'all some more admins in case we get, because now that the channel's kind of growing, I need some of y'all to be able to kick folks off of here if they crazy as hell. Because we done had some cray cray. Y'all don't even know in the background I've had to kick folks off because they crazy. In the notes and the comments, just crazy. I'm like, I don't understand. I guess people need something to do. Like these folks, y'all been seeing the Facebook pages where people been licking food and they go into the grocery store, open up the ice cream and lick it. I'm just like, I have issue. Oh, Parmesan and Heineken Mouse. Yeah, I did a margarita and a Modelo Negro mix, which is called a Margarona. Um, yeah, I'll get it up. Matter of fact, I'll be here for the weekend, so I'll probably do a live tomorrow. I can't do it from the phone. I have to do it from my laptop. So the laptop's in this bag below, and I almost did the video on here, and then I was like, I'll do it from the phone, because I was ready to do it, and I was like, I didn't come in here and took me a shower And y'all see I'm in my t-shirt and my underoos, and I'm sitting here on the bed relaxing. Regina. The thumbnail of this video is my cocktail. I had a frozen margarita with a beer, and it's called a what do you mean yuck? That's so nasty. It is actually very good. If you have not had it, you can't taste the beer. It's actually you taste the margarita, but it gives you added alcohol value. So when you're done, you feel very relaxed, like I do right now. Yes, you do. I feel very fluffy. I feel so comfortable. I'm like, I needed a cocktail. I'm gonna be down for 3 days. I needed a damn cocktail. Actually, I don't know what's gonna happen, but Monday I'm supposed to talk to my driver manager. He got me the hotel stay for 3 nights here at the Red Roof Inn. I would have stayed on the truck, but the problem is they have no shuttle over the weekend to get food, and where that place sits, it sits right next to some truck stops. Well, I'm too fluffy to be walking my ass all the way up to Waffle House and over the freeway to the truck stops to get food. And then the barbecue joint they had, the people at the Peterbilt said, "Yeah, we don't eat there because of hygiene issues." I'm like, I'm so cool, I don't eat there either. Girl, I'm fluffy and I'm feeling fluffy. I'm feeling fluffy and free. I had that margarita. I was like, okay, Shannon, because I'm not a person who drinks to where I'm like I don't drink to where I'm intoxicated. I drink to where I'm just feeling relaxed and I want to lay down. Well, it made me really, really want to lay down. I came in here and just crawled on the bed like a baby for a minute. That's why I took an hour. I took an hour. When I sent that thing out to y'all, it was about an hour. Danielle said she's getting a hotel because she's stuck for the weekend too. She's got repairs on her truck. I got repairs on my truck. And one of my other homies on here, she getting repairs. I think she's up in PA or somewhere. She getting repairs on her truck. Chris Styles. I'm like, oh Lord. Well, they had the Corona in it. I told them to change it to Modelo Negro because I'm not a huge beer drinker, but my beers are girl Regina. I'm telling you, it's your friend. It's a frozen margarita. You can do any beer you want. I like Modelo Negro if I'm do beer, and I put a Modelo Negro in there. And by the time I don't know what kind of tequila they put in there, but between the tequila and the Modelo Negro, I was feeling very good. Shannon was feeling no pain. I hobbled over to the hotel. And I went through the door and rode the elevator up. And my room is right next to the elevator. I came in here and I crawled up in the fetal position on my bed and laid down. That told me how good that margarita was. And then I looked at the shower and go, "Get up, girl. You gotta do a shower. Get up, girl. You gotta." Ooh, oh, I don't know about that one. Yeah, but my thumbnail for this video, when you start this video again, is the margarita I just got over here. It was so good. It was so good. Um, it was very good. Let's see here. Trying to see if I missed anybody. Okay, so I'll tell y'all what's going on with the truck. So as y'all know, when I had any other video, the truck was getting ready to get towed. Literally, I could not drive this truck over the freeway. Cause come to find out, the Peterbilt they were taking me to. Hey Jennifer, the Peterbilt was just over the freeway. Literally, I was 1 minute from where they took the truck. You can ask Danielle. I was on the phone with Danielle, like, girl, I climbed up on the truck. I'm like, girl, I gotta get off the phone because we're here. It was literally over the overpass and turn a left. And it was in it. It's called Peterbilt of Atlanta. And so I slept on the truck last night, couldn't get no food. Luckily enough, that truck doesn't have a refrigerator on it. It doesn't have where I can put a microwave on it yet because I have to put my own inverter on it. But I don't want to spend that money until I see how this company goes. Right now, what I like about the company is the people are very personable. It's not like with the company I was working for out of Lubbock. It's called White Transportation. I'm going to say the name of the company. I was working for that company, and I'm not going to say it's a bad company, but the owner is very micromanaging. It's almost like he wants to push buttons. I don't know what the hell that was about. It's almost like he's trying to fight with you, and I don't know. There are people who get off on that. That's just not my thing. And I made very good money with them. But my problem with him is that pushing button stuff, and I'm too old. I'm tired. I don't want to sit there and have to be in chess move with you every time I turn around to have to check your ass because you're talking to people crazy. And I don't want you blowing up my phone and all the other weird shenanigans you're doing. Just give me my load and leave me alone. I treat your equipment with decency. I'm talking to your customers if there's an issue. He didn't have to have time. I would schedule my own stuff. If there was a problem, I call the customer and tell them, hey, I apologize. We'll be running late. Tyson was late with the load coming out of Amarillo. I am this far from you. Can you get me in? I would take care of all my stuff myself. I'm thinking, who wants to get rid of that kind of driver who's willing to do? I have customer service background. I can do my own customer service. It doesn't bother me. You paying the right kind of money. He paid literal miles, which is very rare, and he gave percentage for stops. My equipment was brand new, had a refrigerator, APU on it. But the control freaky thing, I can't do. I don't know if he's a bad guy, if that's just who he is, and I didn't think they were bad people, but it's just irritating that personality. And that's what I said. For me, what I think he should have done, very genius as far as how he had the business set up. But really, what he should have done was hire somebody to be a dispatch manager. And he needs to manage his operations, not the drivers. And I think he would even have more success that way. But it's just irritating dealing with that personality. And maybe Danielle and I said that because Danielle had worked for him too. Maybe it was more so that he was like that with mainly women or black women. I don't know because you have those males and he's not a tall guy. They might have little man syndrome and they, wanna try to control something. So maybe that's how he is with women. I don't know. I just know it was irritating as hell. And for me, the money was not worth the headache. For me, I need peace in my Middle East. I really do. I need peace. I can't be in a lot of drama. It's too stressful. And right now at 51 years old, I just don't have the tolerance for it. But they told me over there, I slept on the truck last night, had to make some soup because that's all I really had was soup, chips, and salsa. And because I don't have a refrigerator, so I have like a little ice cooler. That's it. Um, so I asked him, was the shuttle driver going to be there? He was there today. He would have taken me to get something to eat. But I said, is he going to be available on the weekend? They said, we don't have shuttle drivers on the weekend. At that point, I sent the company a message. I need a hotel stay. My dispatch manager gave me a 3-day hotel stay here in the southern Atlanta area. It's like 70 something a night. And then he said, we'll have to discuss on Monday what our next moves are. So what that fears me is they're going to tell me to pack my shit off the truck and then they're going to tell me to get another truck. I'm not doing any recovery. The recovery truck shit, I'm not. I'll be telling them to send me home. While I like aspects of the company, I am 6 years of driving. I am not recovering shit. And my problem is they have brand spanking new trucks on that lot, Freightliner, with the refrigerator and I think inverters on them. And there was a guy in there who was returning. They gave him that one of the newer ones. And then I got the Peterbilt in the back that I could tell, hey, brown sugar, that I could tell had been through some sort of a jackknife because, like I said, the fairing on the back was missing and there was a little crack down at the bottom. I got pictures and I sent it immediately. Medusa, you are absolutely right. And me and Danielle probably read that too. And like I said, I don't the company itself, most of the people were decent people, but I think he felt it was his business, so he could do whatever he wants. The problem I have with what he's doing is I'm like, dude, do you realize there's a $200,000 driver shortage in America? You need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate how you're treating drivers. And when I got pictures of that truck, when I got off that truck, you could eat off that truck. I have pictures of what I left. I didn't leave your shit tore up. I didn't even when I left Swift. They kind of there was some tripping shit with that too, because you're losing a driver who ain't had no accident incidents. But I didn't leave your truck and dismantled. I didn't leave it nasty. I went back through and cleaned that truck. I wiped that truck down. I can't. I did better cleaning job than the people who do the detailing. Like the white truck when I left it, it's called the company was called White Transportation. When I left that truck, you could wipe that truck down. I mean, I wiped it with bleach. I did the floor. I cleaned that truck. You could eat out of that truck. I cleaned the refrigerator, left it open. I mean, even the mattress and box, the mattress on the truck, he could reuse. I had it sealed twice. I took my major seal off of it, but I had it sealed with a. The first seal I had was a Walmart sealed encasement, and then the second one was my allergen bed bug proof encasement. So and it still had the original plastic on it, other than me putting a hole in it for the air mattress to air out. a little hole in the plastic so it can air up. That's it. They could use that mattress again. I left that truck in immaculate condition. But you want to talk crazy to people. I don't know what that is. And I'm like, I can't. I can't. Well, Chris, I don't know your area. I did a trucking school in Phoenix. My trucking school was 6 months long. Um, my trucking cost was it was $10,000 for my trucking school. Was that and I did financial aid. There are grants out there, I think WIOA. You can go through your employment office and see about trucking grants. And there are some grants that might pay for your entire schooling. However, if you don't want to have any loans or owe any money, if you can't do the grant, you have to do financial aid. You can go through companies directly and go through their training programs. Companies like Swift, Knight, Werner, um, Sierra England, Covenant, CRST, SRT. Oh, the list goes on. There are a bunch of starter companies out there that will go ahead and put you through their schooling. The only thing that you have to know is that you're usually going to want to work. You're going to have to work for them a year. U.S. Express is another one. You have to work for them a year, and then after the year, you've paid back your debt as far as what it costs to train you. I'm not normally a proponent for that, but I'm also like this. It depends on what you're working with. If you can't get financial aid or you can't get the grant would be your first choice where it's free and you can pick any trucking school. If you can't get that, then your best move is to go ahead and go to a company and just go through their program. Probably the better company I would first try to get on with is Prime, Prime, and see if you can get on with them. If you can't get on with Prime, try another one. One of the girls on the Trucker 411, she went to a company called Rail, but it's spelled Roehl, I believe. I pronounce it Roll, but it's Rail. And they actually have a training program that they put her through that was supposedly pretty excellent. And when she got done with her training, they gave her a brand spanking new 2020 Freightliner. Gorgeous truck. Granted, she's a brand new truck. She's in the shop, because brand new, even though this Peterbilt is new, like I said, I know this Peterbilt's been through some stuff. Even though this Peterbilt is new, because it's only got 86,000 miles, it's 2019. I'm in the shop, and I'm in the shop with transmission issues. So let me tell you what's going on. So, as I told you guys yesterday, I woke up. There was a alert on the system on the dash. It had a wrench in the upper left hand corner of the Peterbilt, and the first alarm warning said transmission fault. I turned the truck off, thinking maybe sometimes it's a fluke. I got another hair bump here, thinking that maybe it's a fluke. I got my tweezers, but I was trying to get to it and I can't see it. So I'm gonna have to get the camera later and look and see if I can see it. But it's right there. I feel it is right here. Feel it here, but anyway, it said transmission fault. At that point, I turned the truck off, turned it back on, and then I got what's called the adaptive cruise fault. I was already, and then I was like, oh, I'll try to talk to them about getting into one of the shops. I'm going to take this load into Florida. I went to pull out, and this truck was going so slow, it wouldn't go past second gear in automatic mode. Danielle doesn't like automatics, so she makes fun of me. To my, it's them damn automatics. It's just a truck. So I go around, I go through the fuel aisle, I come back around to the parking where I was at. Somebody had already snagged my spot, and I'm calling breakdown. Well, I was able to switch into manual mode and get the truck around the corner. But after I stopped and I'm talking to breakdown, when I try to go back to manual mode, now I can't get anywhere further than first gear for either manual or automatic. I have to back this trailer in, which was hellacious at the truck stop because it was like really this jarring back and going because of transmission fault. Finally got it backed up. Then they told me they were gonna send a I got the breakdown told me they're gonna send a relay team. The relay team finally got there, took the trailer. Then when I was on the live with you guys yesterday, um, the tow truck came. He told me across the freeway and around the corner, just like really just over the freeway and around the corner, and dropped the truck. And then I spent the night on it. Talked to Peterbilt, checked in, and Peterbilt then today tells me that they hooked it up. They could barely get the truck to move back or forward. They hooked the truck up, and the truck is going to the it. It's just so irritating. Let me breathe. They hooked the truck up, and the truck has to see the transmission specialist on Tuesday. So that means I'm down Saturday. Well, I was down Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday. And Tuesday's not a guarantee because of his transmission. I don't know how long it's going to take him to rebuild it or to troubleshoot it. So Monday, I'm supposed to be talking to my dispatch manager, and we're going to talk. And I'm going to tell him, look, I'm not doing any recoveries. If it's a recovery, guys, just can you get me a bus ticket home? And thank you for your time. I'm not doing recovery shit. If I'm not going to a terminal and pick up a truck, I'm not doing recovery shit, and I don't want nothing old, smoky. I can't do the used, broke down shit. I'm over it. With this many years in, I'm done. I'm gonna go either lease purchase or I need to go back to a corporate job. I don't have the tolerance, and right now it's sad because I have a student waiting on me. Um, I I can't. I'm so over it. Weird part was in a classroom, there was a guy returning. He gave him my new 2020 truck, refrigerator, inverter, and it was a Freightliner, which is what I really want. I'm a Freightliner fan. I mean, granted, Peterbilt has some beautiful storage. The storage in the Peterbilt is great. I don't have no damn front curtains, which I'm irritated by. I don't have a refrigerator, which I'm irritated by. I don't have an inverter, which I'm irritated by. No APU. So right now I'm weighing some options because I don't know if that's the route they're going to take. Like I said, everything about the company, I'm liking. You can make good money here as a trainer, but I'm not going to do any recovery shit. So I'm either hoping A, we get this truck fixed, or B, um, they get me back to the Texarkana terminal, and I can pick up one of the newer Freightliners. That would work for me. The other problem I have is I got a student waiting here in Albany, Georgia. I told him don't even come here because we'll both be sitting in a freaking hotel. Stay home because I don't know what's going to happen at this point. Let me see what they got going on. Oh, Chris, you don't know what recovery is. Okay, I'll explain recovery. Hold on. What do you mean you make too much for a grant? You better apply for that grant. A grant doesn't necessarily have to be what we can once you make. It can be based on the fact you're changing careers, and there's a shortage in the industry. Boy, you better apply for that grant. Shoot, while you're bullying. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Apply for the grant anyway, because the grant is really to get people into the industry. I drive an automatic, but I can drive automatic or manual. I was trained in manual. I can drive either. He almost went to work for who, Magical Girl? Which company? Um, okay, Medusa Swift. Let me go cover that real quick. Medusa's asking what I know about Swift. So Danielle can chime in here too. Danielle was a Swift trainer as well. Swift is I've actually worked for Swift twice or three times. Here's the pluses about Swift, and which is why I went back to them when I had to go back to a startup company after being off the road. Swift is a hold on, Magical Girl. Was it White Transportation in Lubbock? Is that the company? Because there might be another White. Let me know if that's the company you're talking about. Um, so Swift. Let me give a description of Swift. I don't think Swift is a bad company. I think Swift is a great starter company. If I was choosing a big boy starter company to go with, I would go with probably Swift or Knight. Well, number one choice would be Prime, and then I would go Swift or Knight. Um, Swift is very methodical in how it's run. Oh wow, so for him to even know about White Transportation, because it ain't a big company, they only got about 100 trucks, Magical Girl. It's not a big company at all. That's who Danielle referred me to them. That's what Danielle had worked for them before. And I don't think they're a bad company. I just like I said, the owner really shouldn't be a dispatch manager. If he should run his company in the background, run the office people, run his family, because it's mainly his family running the company. He needs to work on that and getting his business that way, and then hire somebody else to be a dispatch manager. Um, because he's not personable over the phone, and for somebody like me, it's hard to work with that. Um, so I'm gonna talk about Swift. I have not worked for Night. Magical Girl said something about Night. My trucking school instructor worked for Night. She was recommending me in there. I did not go with night. Hey, Crystal, I didn't go with night because night was going to require me to do aerobics, and physically I didn't feel like I could was in the shape to do aerobics. I can, even as fat as I am, I can crawl underneath the trailer. Um, but I know that they look at your blood pressure when you're doing whatever aerobics they have you do, and I didn't know that I would make that. So, in most truckers, especially if you're a reefer driver, all you're doing is driving a load, dropping a trailer, or opening the doors and getting your fat butt back in the truck. You're not doing that much. So, why Night had you doing aerobics? I don't know. I'm good. Prime does too. On reefer side, reefers I call the lazy truck driver job. We don't do a lot with reefer. We pretty much drive and go. But for Swift, I think Swift to me was not bad. The issues I have with Swift is equipment. Um, Originally more so the trailers, but their tractor trailers had issues too. But my issues is a lot of their trailers. A lot of it, the trailers aren't. They're big. They're too big. So maintaining all of their fleet of trailers, I think, is not something they do. They basically troubleshoot. They band-aid fix whatever they can, because they have an overwhelming fleet of trailers and tractors. Um, But as far as how it runs, what I liked is Swift is to me very corporate. It's very methodical in how it runs. So there's a methodology and an order in which it runs. How you handle your paperwork, your interaction with your dispatch, when you arrive at the shipper, when you leave at the shipper, if there's issues on the load, your PTA, your home time, everything is very organized in that sense. My biggest issue with Swift was their trailers. The trailers that I had on the reefer division were pieces of shit, and unfortunately, they bought new trailers, but those new trailers were always taken by their dedicated fleets. So, like their Winco, their Walmarts. And so then the reefer division, that was your OTR division, that was just everything. They got the shitty trailers. You're dealing with these old trailers. They had acquired a company called, shoot, I forgot the name of the company. They had acquired, oh my God, I can't think of the name of the company, and I'm looking right at the trailer right now. Anyway, they had acquired this company. They took over their trailers, but the trailers were shit. Hey, Chicago BBW. The trailers were pieces of crap. So a lot of times I'm a safety driver. And so because of that, if something's wrong with the trailer, I would end up having to go get it fixed. Well, once I get it fixed, obviously it takes time to do that, just like what I'm sitting on right now. Somebody else is going to get your miles and your money because you're stuck like Chuck. So I'm not making the miles and the money to get it fixed. And by the time I get through getting it fixed and I can't get it through on time, they're going to send somebody out to relay my load. I can't. So that's one of the reasons why I got tired of the Swift drama, more so with their trailers and equipment. In addition, I am somebody with 6 years accident free, no accidents, no incidents. And when I got there, the Arizona Tractor Supply, hey HE, Bob, the Tractor Supply wanted to give me these used raggedy trailers, and I'm like, "Are you serious? You can see my employee IDs from Act 2010, but they would not give you a new trailer, and it was just luck of the draw. A new tractor, and it was luck of the draw. So I would get some smoky, broke down piece of shit. When I went back the second time recently, I went back and I went and looked at one, and I have pictures of it. One tractor that had the seat was in a damn U. The other tractor had airlines issues, and the airlines in the back of was on the ground. There was some other issues with it. Then one had issues with the ABS brake lights. I mean, I can't. One, why are you passing this out? If I'm seeing this, then how is this in the ready to go for another driver? It just was insanity. So I finally just got tired of that. My dispatch manager liked her partner, but I got very much tired of the broke down equipment, and I really stopped caring, because it's like, if you don't care about your fleet, why do I? And I mean, we had trailers that you could barely get the landing gear down. They were so rusted. I had students like, Shannon, I can't get the landing gear to go down. I'm out there sweating and pushing and kicking and hammering until I finally get a pop so that I can roll up the landing gear, because the landing gear is so rusted, you can't even roll it up. And so it changed a lot of my perspective. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I think some of what I went through with Swift is good for a new driver. But once you have experience under your belt and you don't have to deal with that just stupid shenanigans, go somewhere else. And I hate to say that because I think Swift does offer and they're trying to change your image, but it's going to take a while for them to get changed, the problems that they have. So, I mean, can you get your trucking school license and learn something? Absolutely. Even what they're going through right now at the merger tonight, you can still learn how to do your job because ultimately, at the end of the day, the goal is for you to do your job. You can still learn all that, but yeah, I'm not a proponent of the whole noodle thing. Not so. Let me see what else we got. I had another question. Yeah, reefer's usually no touch freight. Oh, recovery. So, what's recovery? So, let me explain recovery. So, I did this in another video. So, recovering a load, you go to a company and they say, "Oh, we got some trucks we want you to recover." Now, recovery could be what they tell you, which here they tell you, "Oh, you're going to go to a facility. The truck's going to be clean. They'll have a mattress in there for you. Whatever repairs are going to be done, and you're ready to go." Well, I'm sitting out here right now with a truck that was sitting on their yard that had had some repairs on their yard in Texarkana. But my problem is I don't make money if that truck's not moving other than breakdown pay, and breakdown pay doesn't equate to the amount of money I could make if the truck was moving. Between having a crazy student and now having peace of mind to open up and basically, that's the word I want to use. Um, how can I put this? Basically, know what I'm worth. It's not worth it to me to have to go and recover somebody else's drama. So a recovery could be something that the driver was fired and you have to go get the truck from La La Truck Yard or Truck Service or Truck Stop. And you get there and the driver's pissed off at the company, so they pissed in the truck. Or they got cigarette butts, or they threw trash all over the truck, or they smeared feces on the wall. They're not claiming that, but I know when you use the word recovery, you can run into those things. Um, Trying to think how to put this. For me, I don't care about statusy stuff. What I want is give me my load, let me run my miles, and leave me the hell alone. I don't want a bunch of drama. Yeah, Roll actually has a school. Yeah, Magical Girl. I think you sent me your number, but just send it to me again in a email, and I'll call you. Child, I had to get me a drink, girl, so I ain't gonna lie. But recovery could be anything of picking up a broke down truck, that's nasty, like you hear Crystal saying. It could be recovery, might not be that. Recovery could be going to, let's say they have the terminal up in Chattanooga, for example, who is their parent company, and they have somebody who quit up there or was terminated up there, and the truck is on the yard. That could be recovery. So you could get a decent truck, still be a used truck, could be still smoky, but that truck is there on a facility. You're not going around to a truck stop or Joe Bob's parking lot or a Walmart or a Home Depot to pick up this crappy ass truck. So recovery is anytime you go and pick up a truck that was left somewhere other than the terminal, other than a home terminal where they could leave the truck or a facility, a drop yard where they're picking up the truck. And recovery could be you're going to a drop yard or a facility and picking up a truck, and they might not have done anything. But usually, when you hear the word recovery, there's a lot of negative connotations into that. So, recovery can sometimes be a truck that needs work or has been so treated so disgusting, um, they can't use it. So, it just recovery is. I'm not big on recovery because I just know what can come with recovery. Recovery can be nasty and disgusting, and it might not be. It could be that everything's gonna be copacetic. Yeah, I'm not the drama thing. I'm over. Jennifer, for the APU units, you're gonna have to ask them. I got your number there, magical girl. I don't know what I don't know. You just gotta randomly ask different companies. Um, Swift, for example, they have inverters. Their trucks do not have APUs. You can put a refrigerator on the truck if you have the capability to fit one on there. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, yeah, Magic Garage, just see it come up. Okay, let's see. Okay, thank you, Crystal, and thank you, Chris. Um, and like I said, recovery don't always have to be bad, but the problem is recovery is luck of the draw. So you don't know if they send you to go get a recovery truck or somebody done treated that truck like shit. And like I said, I can't. APU is a so what the APU does is it's almost like a generator that keeps the truck cool. So, and I forgot what it's meant for. Automatic power unit, I think is what it is, or automated power unit or something like that. What it does is you have AV Griffith, you have a truck and they don't want you idling it. So you can go in your back of your bunk. There's a controller for it. You set the controller. That controller will pump the air in at whatever gauge you want it pumped into the room, and then they have the capability to control it if they have some of them have controlling capabilities from the um, yard. Others may not. So, and you just have to set it on the truck. It's almost like having a miniature air conditioner attached to it, or your heating system. Most heating systems, though, are bunk heaters, so they don't require the APU. But when you get into your air conditioning, it does. So, trying to think. Um, I'm a fan of APUs. I think they're necessary because they keep the power going, and a lot of people are running microwaves, refrigerators, laptops on the truck. So to me, they're a necessary evil. But a lot of the starter companies don't want to spend the money into having the APUs on the truck. Now, some starter companies started putting them on there when it came to inverters. And the inverters on there, and the reason is because you have people with health issues like me. I'm a CPAP user, so I need an inverter. And so this company that I'm with now, they're so cheap, they don't even buy inverters. They basically tell you to get your own and they will install it for free, whether you company or not. Auxiliary power unit, thank you. Um, but it helps to me with running the air conditioner. It helps keep the refrigerator running without utilizing a lot of your fuel. That's the new electrical ones. The old school ones actually were a unit that sat on the side of the truck, and it actually you would put fuel in it to keep that truck keep the regeneration unit going. So it's all luck of the draw, and it really depends on what you get. Let me see what we got. Oh, piss, poop, and everything in the seat. You could have that too when you read what Magical Girl wrote. I mean, you have to understand, you're going to get all peoples from all different walks of life in trucking. Some of them have couth, some of them grew out on a farm, and they have no couth. And they just basically do what the hell they want to do. Um, so you will have those too. Um, my attitude is run like hell, though. Hey, Judy. Oh, that's nasty as hell. I'm good. Yeah, and so, when you train, you're asking me to train because I have a background. So really, you should give me some decent equipment to train in. Um, yeah. So I mean, there's some question marks I have. Their trucking school here is only 2 weeks long, which I think is crazy as hell. Swiss was like 3 weeks long, which is better, but still crazy as hell. And then I'll worry about, um, yeah, I can hold on for a second. I don't give the company I'm with on here. If you want to know who I'm with and you're looking to find a company near you and this is it, I then will refer you in and give you the information you need. But I don't tell who I'm with. But if you're looking for a company, go ahead and hit me up at truckerdoll@gmail.com. Let me know your name on here on YouTube and your actual name, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions like I did yesterday in a video. I don't tell on here who what I'm working with. I say white because I had worked for white. I'm done and I don't work for them anymore. So, like I said, it wasn't anything negative. It's just I really think the owner he needs either some management class. I don't even know if management classes would help him. He's not a bad person. I just think that he's who he is, and unfortunately, that translates to his interaction with his drivers. Some people may overlook it for the money. No money is that important to me. I need peace. Um, the APU, well, there's two different types. You now have the electric APU and you have the fuel injected APU, which hangs on the side. The one that's on the side, I'm trying to think how big that is. Um, yes, I don't remember how big it is. Let me read here. You can tell I'm getting tired. Hold on. Oh, permits? Are you talking about Medusa? Are you not talking permits? You're talking about endorsements. Are you talking about endorsements? Oh, I'm over. Should be over the drink almost, but it could be the drink. 'Cause I had to drink about an hour and a half ago. But I am sleepy, but I slept so. I've got a lot of things going on in my head right now. Oh, the jet set. V Griffith is what better? Okay, and Chris, I just got your email. Um, you're not gonna get permits. I think you're talking about endorsements. Are you talking about endorsements? Because you're not. The permits are for the truck. You're doing permits. That's a truck thing. Yeah, this picks it up. My phone picks it up and gives me an alert. Um, After here. Yeah, I usually well, some people do 3 weeks. I usually do 5. I went from the white trucking company to here. So, I'll be honest, that's another reason why I need to do home time. I had to call my doctor today to get a re-up on some meds, because by the time I get to her, I'm gonna be out of a critical medication and get paid flat out at home. Okay. Yeah, well, see, that's my thing right now. I don't want to catch, I mean, my fears are going to tell me, get your stuff off the truck. We're going to go ahead and get you to a different truck. And they're going to tell me, and I'm going to let him know right off. I'm not doing no recalls. Me personally, get me back to Texarkana. From Texarkana, if you can give me a better truck, I'm going home. I'm not. You asked me to train. I should have decent equipment to train in. Well, I'm sure it is. If it's Schneider, Schneider actually has a lot. I just stated their reputation is not that strong. No, Magical Girl's husband works for, I think, Schneider. Yeah, you've asked me to train. I didn't come saying I want to train. And you know I've got so many years, and I'm also got Danielle coming in who's a trainer, and they need female trainers. Um, I've got other people that have come in who aren't um, in trucking in some form or fashion, and they're possibly coming in. You know, I don't know. It's there's issues with it. Hold on. How they redeem themselves? Yeah, if I lay down, y'all, I'm gonna be straight sleep. 'Cause that's when I'm going next. Is right to bed after I get off this live. What's funny is when I walked into Peterbilt, he already knew what the codes were. I was like, "Well, is this the sensors?" "Oh, I don't know. We'll have to take several hours to run some diagnostic." Okay, that tell me all I need to know right there. You probably know it's a system issue. You probably know about whatever's going on up in there. It's just crazy. Okay, got you. Got you, magical girl. D, that's another thing I'm considering. I know my homegirl right now. Is Nikki is and I'm doing an interview with Nikki. Nikki is local and she's home every day. But you gotta find a home every day. I need a home every day gig where I'm not unloading the truck. Um and I found one place that I really like and we'll see. I have to see. Because now trying if I had to try to transfer back to Arizona, I'm gonna have to have some place to stay. I can transfer to Lubbock, but the problem with Lubbock is it's a small college town, so the trucking companies are gonna be more like this white transportation, with the exception I think Heath is there, and I know one of the Heath drivers told me to go there. But my next move is I really don't want to work company. I need something where I have some freedom. When I want a home time, where I want a home time, I want that happening. I don't want to. I don't have to go through a bunch of shenanigans to get home. And I have a feeling, I just have a feeling that this is what's going to come. I'm praying I'm wrong, and I know Lord may have something better. And if He does, if He offers me to come to Texarkana, I'm cool because they have new trucks there. But if they try to put me in another older truck or truck that's been through, I'm done. Oh, for training, I would say Chris, my number one choice, had I known better, would be Prime. Although Prime was a different company back then, probably Prime. Then I would look at where that girl is, Roll, and then from there it's just really a luck of the draw. You can go to any of them, and they're all pretty much the same. And it's going to depend on a whole bunch of factors, how you did, and fleet manager and some other things. I'm trying to see what else somebody else had. Oh, backing. So backing comes with you when you go on your what I call your externship, when you go out with whatever company you choose to work for. Um, that's when your trainer lets you do all the backs. They'll make little suggestions, and then you just try to implement them as best you can. But backing to me is based more on practice. So let's see. Hold on. I'm getting sleepy. Yeah, I would say Prime. Then I would probably do Roll if you can get in there because I was impressed with that girl. And then I would probably do Swifter Night. Um, Werner is very persnickety. If you have any accident or issues, they're just going to term you and not really work with you. Um, so the driver I have right now, he dropped his trailer. He was in a oil field lot and didn't realize it was what it was. And his truck and trailer got stuck. They put that on him as a preventable. They're very they're very cutthroat when it comes to their preventables. They will, if you do something, they will put that on you. So I'm not necessarily a proponent for them because within your first, I think Swift estimated within your first, um, however long it is, you're going to have an accident. And it's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's really just when you're going to have accidents. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna have to. His hair is bothering me, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get my camera out and try to see it. When I get the pointed tweezers, that's when you know I am irritated. That hair is bothering me. I've been scraping at it, scratching it, and I pulled one out a while back, and this one I think came in even thicker. Yeah, watching the videos gives you an idea of concept, but it's different from doing it. How far do they go back from driver's license? 3, 5, 7 years, but I have. Oh, 30 years ago for a DUI? I ain't gonna pay no attention to no 30-year DUI. I mean, you may want to mention you had one because if they pull it up, but my understanding is I think it's within the last 10 years. Yeah, okay. Magical Girl's right. So in the last 10 years, so I would probably just try like a couple. If they ain't pulling it, I wouldn't even mention the damn DUIs from over 10 years ago. Unless you had something that's like where it became a felony or a misdemeanor or something like that, then you need to talk about it. V. Griffith, are you going to be doing a Family Dollar dedicated account? Because if you are, I wouldn't worry about Family Dollar. That's just something training around. If you're doing a dedicated Family Dollar, that's a whole nother ball game. Whole nother ball game. And y'all forgive me, I am really trying to get this hair on my chin, and it's driving me nuts. Maybe I got it. It might just be the bump that's left. It might be the bump because I might have gotten it. Sometimes I can feel it. Might be just a hair bump because I've been picking at it, trying to get it the hell out of there. I will. I'm gonna probably be going to sleep here in a minute too, Medusa. I am tired. From 30 years ago, I'm like, I want to know what trucking company going back 30 damn years. Yeah, Trucker Felicia. I think now they make you do the climbing underneath with some crate and some other aerobics and shit. And I'm like, okay, I'm in bad shape. By the time I actually have a girl I went to orientation with her and her husband, and they were gonna work for night on some kind of up in the mountains in Arizona on their logging. Now you have something with logging. Well, and they were gonna work for them. Her husband passed. She did not pass because they had her do the stair steps, and then they took her blood pressure, and her blood pressure was higher. And so she actually had done a weight loss surgery. I've seen her. She looks good. But she did not pass the night aerobic physical. And then they were going to send her out with some training stuff. So her and her husband went to some other trucking company. Okay, so yeah, so some of the companies you may have to go back and tell them about the DUIs. Like I said, most companies I know only go back 10 years. They don't go any further than that. So over 10 years, I don't know that I would even mention it. And if you have to, I would say in the last 10 years, I have a clean record and leave it at that. Y'all, his hair, oh, I felt it. It is still there. Just trying to snag it. It's short, but it's there. Ah, there it is. I don't feel it. It's a thick one too, and I can feel it. Um, let's see. Yeah, if you have like more than like several DUIs, you need to mention it, and that is not going to be good for you. But if you've been clean and you got your drinking stuff under control, you should be fine. You should be absolutely fine. I know this is really weird, y'all, but this hair is really driving me nuts. And I'm trying my best to get it. And it's like I have a bump there, and I got the hair follicle out one time, and then like a week later, I had a whole new one. Okay, D said 7 years on your DUIs, DWI. Okay, so Chris, yeah, I mean, you should be good. Like I said, I don't know any, if it's over 30 years ago, I wouldn't even, I don't, for me, I wouldn't even mention it. Because like I said, if they going back that many years, I don't know that I didn't want to work for you because you looking for something. Okay, so somebody told me it's bothering me because it's there and it starts getting longer and I can feel it. And somebody said pluck it. I don't shave it. Some people shave their hairs. I don't shave it, but I pick it out, and then I guess maybe that's why I probably grew another friend, because I think I grew another friend a couple weeks ago and or a few weeks after, and that little thick puppy is right there, and he's irritating the hell out of me. But now that I'm old and I'm 51 years old, I'm starting to get whiskers, and mine aren't really that bad. They almost look like the ones. Well, not as my hair is short on top, but they look like the ones on the side. So they kind of grow like normal hairs. They still kind of light but thicker than your regular like baby hair, and they're irritating because you go to rub your chin, you feel like you have a whisker. Like I can feel it right there, like a little whisker. And I just know I just want him out. I want him out. Oh no, honey, don't do that. The first thing you do is make sure, Chris, that you actually have solidified something. Don't just up and quit your job. Make sure everything's in order before you resign. You're in the school, everything else. So what I did, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I was working a corporate job. I took a personal leave of absence. I went and sat in the orientation class for the company I was going to. Once all my background check was done, because they'll tell you you're hired, and really that's a lie. Your full hiring doesn't happen until the orientation. Once they get you either on a trainer's truck, then you can send your resignation. And that's how I did mine. When I came back in, I wanted to make sure everything was okay, that there was no issues, because it could be an issue. And I didn't have any really major background, but honey, it could be any fluky thing with some of these companies. I've seen them pull people out of the orientation and that person don't come back because that person something came up that they didn't like, and they said, "Okay, well thank you for your time." And now the person don't have a job, they've left their other job. So if you're in a corporate job, you should have something called a personal leave or family leave. Take that leave and then go see what you got. And if you find a company, then send your notification that unfortunately due to family issues or whatever your reasoning is, that you're not going to be returning. Um, that you're going to school, you've decided to go to school, whatever, and that's not a lie. If you're going to trucking school, whether with a company or not, you decide to go to trucking school. It's driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to get that hair. It's actually driving me batty. Oh, so like you're a dental hygienist? I met a dental hygienist who he went through his brother. They did a loan together, and now he's an owner op running his own truck. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only thing is if you're gonna do it, I met a guy who was over the road. He was a dental hygienist and moved to truck driving. Went and drove for a company for about a year. Then he felt good about it. He had his brother help him with a loan. They bought a brand new truck, and he was hauling freight. I met him at Jewel in outside Chicago. Ethiopian guy running his own truck. Nice truck too. Very nice truck. Oh, Magical Girl just asked a question. Why are you wanting to come in the industry from being a dental hygienist? That's actually a very good question. Y'all forgive me. I know it's driving me nuts. Feel that puppy right there. I can feel it. He's hating me. Oh, 30 years of doing the same thing. Okay, you need that change of life. Okay. So and 1963, just me, Christine just brought up a big point. There could be a change in money because when you first come into trucking, oftentimes you're not going to make the same money, and even over time, trying to get back to the money you're making. I mean, like I said, under the white transportation, I was doing really good financially. If he wasn't so damn irritating, I had no problem with the company. But that calling and talking to you crazy, and it just felt like it was always chess moves talking to that dude. I'm like, dude, really? Um, but you are going to take a hit in money. You're going to definitely take a hit and take a hit. And everybody, I mean, like I said, if you do, you just have to adjust your life accordingly. Okay, so you've been on a semi before, so you understand it. Okay, magical girl, preach that. So what she's saying here, she's talking about the difference between a professional driver. Professional driver cares about safety. Um, they want to be safe, and yes, money's a factor, but I'm gonna be safe before money. So like for me, I was gonna get trucks fixed opposed to drive broke down pieces of crap when I was at Swift. So I would get the trailers fixed. Well, because I would get the trailers fixed, I took the hit because they would then give a professional steering wheel holder my load to take that load, and that person would drive and they wouldn't care. I mean, there were plenty of people who would hold a steering wheel and drive the broken equipment and make the money, and they probably outdid me in money because they were willing to do it. But there's going to be a point where you're going to try to do something, and unfortunately, it's going to bite you in your ass, um, because you're going to drive some equipment that is not good equipment, and there's going to be a problem with it. Oh yeah, now you can get, well, they have automatic restrictions. So most trucking schools, oh, a lot of them are now teaching automatic because most of your trucking companies are going automatic. So they're teaching automatic, and that's what most of these trucking companies are going. Hey, these, what is up with you in the 90 Day Fiance? I can't even watch that show. I be rolling my eyes. I can't do it. It's just straight craziness. Oh, that baby that killed them 4 people in Denver, and 5 lives are lost. He lost the 4 people that died, and his life, 75 years in prison. Do you know somebody you're gonna team with, or are you just looking for a random teammate? Because you can talk to, when you go to companies like a Swift or a Werner, there might be people in there who are just still learning, and they will want a team in order to get their comfort zone. So you may meet somebody usually in your orientation or your training that you'll click with. Like me and Mike, we clicked, but honestly, after I did team with him for a little bit, and I realized team is not my thing. I really, like right now, I'm okay with training, but if I could end up getting my own truck where I didn't have to train, that's exactly what the hell I would do, and that might be where I go. He's steering wheel holder, right, because of his choices. He didn't choose, obviously steering wheel holder also because well, we know a lot of things with him. Right off the bat, with the one who killed him 4 people, I already know he was going too fast for the grade. He probably was cowboying up, thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to take this in the 10th or 12th gear, and and then realize, oh, I can't stop this damn truck. It was freely rolling." So that's number one issue. So there's a lot of problems there. Um, what's the number two issue that I want to deal with? There's a couple of different issues with him. Um, but yeah, I already knew when I heard about him. Um, there's a few issues with that baby. It was bad. Yeah, I thought it was 2 runaway ramps. It doesn't matter if he passed the first one. There's already a problem. And the problem is that had he taken a runaway ramp, oftentimes you can still survive on a runaway ramp. I mean, unless you're going, you can survive. And that's telling me he was ill trained too because he didn't even know what runaway ramps were. So that also tells me, I mean, there were bigger problems with this baby. So he was not trained well. He took the ramp and he took that mountain in the wrong gear going down. I mean, we all anybody with any kind of common sense knows that. Um, a lot of issues with that child. It doesn't matter whether he was manual or not. Crystal, the automatic actually has a manual mode where you lock the gears. And when you're on a mountain of that type, you will automatically, you should be, if you're trained properly, be in manual mode on that grade. You need to lock in that gear. The gears in most automatic trucks for a grade of the magnitude of a Rockies would be probably your eighth or ninth gear. Seventh would be seventh, eighth, or ninth gear would be your grades, your modes that you would use depending on the weight of your load. And then that's with the jakes on. If you don't have jakes on, which is very rare in an automatic, you need to have your jakes in the automatic. Even with the manual mode, you would probably be somewhere with sixth, seventh, or eighth. Jake is simply a button that you press, or either well, Jakes can be usually it's 3 to 4 levels. You have first Jake, which is a slight or what's called a retarding or holding back of the engine, so that the wheels don't freely roll. So it holds them back from freely rolling. You have Jake 2, which retards it even more. It holds them back even more. It's like the reins of a horse. And then Jake 3 is usually your top Jake, but they now have on I know on the Volvo on the Peterbilt that I have, they have like kind of a max mode, and it's supposed to automatically kick in to be stronger. I don't like the max. I like Jake 3, and I'll be honest, my favorite truck for Jakes is the Freightliner. Freightliner, hands down. I have not driven any truck that has topped the Jakes on a Freightliner. Yeah, and that's good. V. Griffith brings up a good point. When you are in mountains that have heavy downgrades, oftentimes what they have is a pullover spot called a brake check area to check your brakes, but it also gives you where you start into your gears. And once you get yourself into your manual gear, go down, you actually lock it in. You have to have a manual mode. You switch into manual mode and lock that gear. And there's Jakes on not only automatics but on manuals as well. Yes, you use your Jakes on your downgrade, but I ride with my Jakes on all the time. I usually have my Jake 1 always running because Jake 1 is always retarding the engine. It always holds it. Yeah, thieves, the grapevine, the grapevine in LA. Lord, there's plenty of fools that break out that burn out their brakes, plus overheat their damn engine because they dumbasses forget, excuse me, y'all. They forget to turn off the AC. And that's another thing. When you guys are driving grades going up, always turn your air conditioning off. Even if it doesn't tell you to, do it. I've seen a truck catch on fire because it did not turn the AC off. I ride with my Jakes on all the time. Even in an auto in a manual, I have my Jakes on all the time. I even have Jake 1 and Jake 2. I just like the fact it slows you down. Although it's not good if you're on a route, it's not good on your fuel economy. But I ride with Jakes on all the time. Well, Chris, in your going up a mountain, I'll give you the my trucker bill philosophy that has worked for me over 6 years of driving. The same gear you go up a mountain is the same gear you go down. So you really can't your upgrade speed in a truck is not going to be dictated by you. It's dictated by your load. So when you're going up a grade, if you are like, let's say 40,000 pounds in the box, and let's say you're anywhere from 75 to 80,000 gross weight for that truck, your climb up that mountain could be 35, 25 miles an hour. So Bill's philosophy, which has been the best philosophy that worked for me in driving mountains, the same gear you go up that mountain, you come down that mountain. So if you're lugging that gear at let's say eighth gear most of the way up the mountain, okay, especially in the Rockies, then guess what? Come down in eighth gear. or 1 gear less, or maybe you sometimes can come 1 gear higher. But I usually, you have to be very experienced to do the 1 gear higher. I usually just come down in the same gear that I went up. And if I had hazards on going up, I have hazards in going down because obviously I'm not going down that fast. So take your ass around me if you want to be cowboy trucker who wants to go 55 miles an hour down the damn grade. Okay, well that's really, yeah, V Griffith. Okay, yeah, I guess you could. I normally follow the trucker bill rule has been that gear, the gear you went up and the gear you went down. I either follow that gear or 1 gear less, especially in the Rockies, because the Rockies have stiff grade. They have stiff rules on their speed. So like they might tell you 35. And obviously if you were crawling up, then yes, you might want to go like if it crawled up at like eighth gear, then I can take seventh gear and I just coasted on down that mountain. And a lot of times if you're in the right slow gear with the hazards on, I put both my feet on the floor and I let the jakes and the gear do the work. Very rarely having to touch the brakes. So you shouldn't be burning your brakes out if you're in the right damn gear. V Griffith, you and try. Well, you when you get in there, you're gonna hopefully you go up with a trainer and you do some grades. Well, you actually know. Hopefully, once you get your license, you'll be actually go out with a trainer and you'll do them grades. And once you do them grades, you should be good. Like that crazy ass I had in the truck who couldn't drive for 2 hours and fall asleep. Now I'm waking up. See, I'm waking up now. Um, I was ready to take a nap. Also, I got the itis because I did have some good Mexican food, y'all. I had Mexican food. Um, but the crazy butt who um was on my truck and couldn't stay awake to it. I was gonna take him because he needed grades. He had not driven any grades, and he needed grades. So, y'all, I'm gonna have to get that hair. I'm gonna have to get in the mirror and find that damn hair. It's driving me batty, and it might be out and just I'm feeling the bump now because I'm not feeling the hair like I was feeling. I might have picked it out and not realized it, but I can feel the bump. That bump is there. Cluck cluck chicken trust. Oh, you funny magical girl. PA grades, yeah, PA grades aren't bad. I'm gonna tell you your worst mountains are gonna be so my one mountain in Flagstaff, which is my home state, um, Donner, which is California, Mount Shasta, Mount Siskiyou in Oregon and Washington, Denver Rockies, the Appalachians on the East Coast, coming out of the Maryland area. Y'all see me thinking, and going up into Canada. Those are gonna be your worst mountains. You do have the sisters, which are just 2 big humps. I think that's 2 good grades to go over. I forgot where the sisters are at. Where the sisters are? Oh, Cabbage. Cabbage ain't bad. It's just long and windy like Grapevine. Grapevine also is kind of a beast in its own way. The issue with the Grapevine is just long and a windy drive. That's the issue with the Grapevine. Once you get through the Grapevine, it's not too bad. That's in California. And Cabbage is in Oregon. Y'all know Cabbage in Oregon for those drivers on here. West Virginia mountains are okay. I don't think they're bad. They're okay. I don't think they're bad. Like Tennessee, when you're going up into the Smokies in the Carolinas and Tennessee, those aren't bad either. I mean, they're big mountains, but they're not bad. And the only reason I include my mountain in Arizona is Flagstaff has where if you go up that mountain, you might as well just jump out the truck and say we. Because there's just a whole section of nothing. If you go off the edge of that mountain, you're done. You just might say, wee, and be done. Anyway, y'all, I am getting a little tired. I'm going to get on here and Wolf Creek is like the grapevine on crack. Where's Wolf Creek? Magical girl, where the hell is that? Hold on before I get off. Tell me where Wolf Creek is. Tell me where Wolf Creek is. Chris, no problem. Chris, again, I think you sent me an email. I'll look at it and see. Yeah, you got any questions? And then if you have problems with trucking schools, let me know because I also have a, driver placement person I deal with, and if you can't go through like a Swift or the company I'm with, then we'll get you over to her, and Heidi works with tough cases. If you're worried about the DWI, and I don't think you have to worry about that shit. um, Yeah, I'm gonna take me a sleep. I think between the margarita and I had some really good Mexican food. It was damn good actually. And they right behind the hotel. I don't know, tomorrow I'm thinking about trying to find some sushi. Y'all know how I am with my Asian food. And they got talked to the ladies downstairs and they said there's a couple places here. So might get me some sushi here. Actually though, I'm gonna say this much. I've been looking for a place to actually reside. And I was very impressed. Sometimes what I look for is I look for how we interact culturally. Like if you're Anglo, if you're African American, and I'm really impressed here because the people treat people like people. I don't feel like I'm treated different. Like sometimes when I'm in heavy southern areas, I know I have to be cautious because there's a different thought process. But here, I'm just impressed. It's like everybody's just you're just human being, and I don't feel like I'm being treated differently. And then when I go to some southern areas, I definitely know I'm being treated differently. Definitely. Actually, Magical Girl, you give me a minute. I'm gonna run in here to the bathroom and I'm gonna call you right in immediate. I'll call you. Yeah, cause I'm right now I'm praying because I don't know what they're gonna tell me about this truck, but I'm gonna be pissed if I have to pack up all my shit and then I may have to come back for shit or get another duffel bag. Cause I went to Lubbock and picked up more shit to bring on this truck. Because I'm thinking, okay, they should hopefully have everything rectified. And now I'm stuck here with a transmission issue that can't get into the shop until because they could barely get the truck to move until Monday. Okay, well, we'll talk. We'll talk, Magical Girl. Anyway, y'all, two and two, Chris, hit me up. You got any questions? Y'all be blessed. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I call Magical Girl, then I got to call Danielle. Peace.